Assalamu alaikum guys. I hope everyone is well, and as usual I'm going to just get straight into it. So today's video was actually requested to me by my sister. So just to give you guys a little bit of context, one morning my sister was walking my niece to school, and my niece is around 5 years old, and bless her pure little soul, may Allah preserve her innocence always, ameen. She randomly asked my sister, "Oh mummy, what happens when you die?" And obviously this caught my sister completely off guard, and she didn't really know how to address it with her. She wasn't really prepared. So in light of this incident, I have decided to create a video with a bit of insight on how I personally would tackle this should I have any children in the near future, inshallah. Anyway, so if your child does come to you with these kind of questions, don't panic, don't be worried. If anything, it's beautiful that they are starting to think about things in such a complex way, and it is the perfect opportunity for you to explain the concept of inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, which is to Allah we belong and to Him we will return, right? And it's beautiful because at such a young age, as parents, you have the opportunity to instill a sense of belonging to your child. I mean, we all know as we grow up and, we're all on this journey of trying to figure out where we belong, where we fit in, who we are. And in the end, as our experiences will teach us, we find belonging with Allah. Let your child know that this life is temporary and that their home is with Allah. Also, I feel like, it's a great opportunity for us to kind of correct generational mistakes where I know a lot of people have been introduced to Islam in a way that's more like rules and if you don't pray you're going to be punished, etc, etc. I think your child is young at the end of the day. These kind of things they'll learn as they grow up, but the important thing is that they need to look at religion as a form of comfort and as a source of love, right? And if you instill in them that above you as a parent, the ultimate love is coming from Allah, the ultimate belonging is from Allah, wallahi, it will be so impactful to them as they grow up. So another thing is, what you can also explain to them is how your child was gifted to you by Allah and He sent you on this earth with a purpose, right? I think the idea of instilling purpose in your child is so important, because that's another thing that we all grow up searching for, right? We search for purpose, we search for it in our careers, we search for it, in our relationships, etc. So if you help your child recognize their purpose, they will then try to incorporate that purpose with everything that they do, inshallah. So what I would say to my child is that, yeah, Allah sent you here for a purpose, to spread as much goodness as you can. And He's asked me to look after you because you're so special to Him. And what a beautiful way to let your child know how special they are for being born into Islam, right? You can tell them, look, Allah chose you and you're sent here on a mission to do as much goodness as you possibly can, and in the end to take as much people to Jannah with you as you possibly can, right? So when a family member does pass away, you can tell them they've done their mission now. So they've gone back to Allah, and it's where we all will go to. So I think this is also a great opportunity to introduce the concept of Salah as well. So what I would do is, on that topic, I would also say, yep, so Allah has gifted me to you and He calls me 5 times a day so I can talk to Him. I talk to Him about me, I talk to Him about you, I let Him know what you're doing, I ask Him to look after you always. And that's why we have food on our plates every day. That's why we are able to wake up every day with a roof over our heads, because we speak with Allah on a regular basis whenever He calls, and He provides for us because He loves us, right? I actually came across this post on Instagram recently where a mother had thrown a party for her 7-year-old daughter and called it a celebration, which is basically so obviously her daughter's turned 7, she's now of age to start praying, and she's thrown her a party as a way of kind of celebrating that and gifting her the Salah. And I think, subhanAllah, it's such a beautiful concept because it almost resembles how, you know, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went up to the heavens and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gifted him the Salah. It's such a sacred thing, and we need to introduce this to our children for what it is, right? For what a gift that it truly is, and allow our children to be so excited to have that first-hand communication with Allah. And, you know, imagine how impactful it would have been knowing that, knowing how special your Lord is from such a young age, and looking forward to being able to speak to them. I know it's kind of easy as a parent to get lost in the worry, especially with some of the challenges that are coming up with this generation, you know, in the world of social media and how much fitna there is around. You know, it's easy to kind of feel hopeless and sad about what's to come for our children. But I think, honestly, like, don't despair, because we have such a beautiful opportunity where we're surrounded by so much resource, so much knowledge and access to Islam that perhaps our parents didn't have at their time, right? And we have the opportunity to instill Islam in our children in such a beautiful way that they grow up with a lot of the tools that we probably didn't have. And at the end of the day, you know, Allah is with all of us. Allah is with our children. He will never just create a generation that's destined for doom, right? If there's true belief in your child's heart, then know that Allah will look after them. So the best thing that you can leave for your child, it's not a house, it's not, you know, inheritance. It's that strong faith and belief in Allah. If you are, you know, a parent right now, I just want to say, like, wallahi, you are doing the most important and honorable job that any human being can ever do, and don't ever take that lightly. It's such a service to the ummah that you wake up every single day and you show up for your child, because that's our future. That is the future of the message that is being carried, that our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam intended for, right? It's such a huge job. And don't ever think that it's not important, because all that time, all that energy that you're giving to your child, you'll see the fruits of it. Let's be the generation that doesn't repeat past mistakes. Allow your children to not view Islam in a way where it's just all rules and, you know, it's so difficult and it's all about punishment, you know, because it's really not. Like, the real thing is, right, if you can give your child Islam, you have given them everything. You've given them the whole world and everything that they will ever need to survive and get through this life. So it's really, really important as parents how we hand over the gift of Islam to them in a way that they are happy to receive it, in a way that they see it as an asset and a tool and a source of love and goodness, right? Mm-hmm. Speak to your child about Jannah. Like, I think, you know, it's definitely something that just we as human beings, even we don't do enough, even amongst our friends. Like, speak about Jannah. Like, have your child have something to look forward to. Speak about, you know, how we all get to sit with Allah, we all get to meet all of the prophets. Tell your children stories about the prophets, you know, because there's so many ways that, you know, we spend time with our child and we occupy our child and we give them entertainment. But, you know, it's important. These kind of things, they are important. Don't wait for your child to become a bit older and then start like speaking about Islam and introducing them as, oh yeah, you need to go to the mosque, etc. Put it in from young. I just think there's a child is never ever too young to know about Allah. A child is never ever too young to know about angels that are around them. Like, you know, at the end of the day, our soul is always yearning for Allah from the moment we're young, and it's the way that we can give peace. And the things that we absorb as a child, you know, first of all, we all know children, they absorb things like a sponge, but we know that these things, they're so fundamental because they stick with us throughout our whole life. You know, I study psychology, and the amount of things, habits that we implement as adults, everything turns back to childhood, everything. So don't think that this stage of your child's life is just about feeding them and giving them cocomelon, or I don't know, like giving them toys and stuff. It all starts from then, and it's really, really important. So yeah, inshallah, may Allah make that all easy for us. Ameen.